Okay, here we go. Ready for another RJ's Lives. We got a great panel today. We have Tom from Knife Delights, we have Gary from The Last Ranger, and we have John from Thrifty Kniffy. Good morning, guys.
Morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
And
morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
We got well, it's morning where I'm at.
It's actually afternoon, but
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
12:30.
Yeah.
Where I'm
So
at.
hello, we got Mimo in the chat. So our master moderator is here. Hi Gizmo, I see you're here. El Phoenix one. Good morning. Oh, yeah, it's raining here too, El Phoenix. So yeah, sometimes when it rains, you don't get to work. That's for sure. So very good. So we also had Ground Fog showed up, and Gonzo was here first this morning. So good morning, guys, and we're glad you're here. Today we don't really have a topic, so we're just kind of free forming everything, so we can just talk about any kind of knives that you want to talk about. I brought some knives from this last week out. Good morning, Ken. Well, in fact, we can talk about Ken too. Ken is a coworker of mine, and he gave me an awesome gift on. Hey, Byron, glad to see you're here. He gave me an awesome Christmas gift. He called me up and says, "Hey, can I give you my Christmas gift early?" And I was like, "Sure," because I'm not even ready for Christmas yet. And he had watched the live, and we were talking about uh, the Buck 110 and a couple other variants and clones of this knife. And we had talked about that K bar because somebody asked if we had any kind of opinion for the K bar, and he gave me this. And this is a really awesome knife. This is that 3189, I believe the number is, but it's just like the 110. It has thumb studs and a pocket clip. So it's got a nice coated blade to it. It's about the size. It does have a lanyard hole, uh, but it's about the size of a 110. It's actually a little smaller in a couple of dimensions, but here is a Buck 110. So this is the 50th anniversary Buck 110, and here you go. Here is the K bar. So certainly a very capable knife. Really nice clip point blade. I haven't had a chance to mess with it too much, but it did come nice and sharp out of the box. I can tell you that. Really cool. Thank you again, Ken. That was awesome. So, and I'm glad you're here to watch this show because we always talk about whatever videos that he watched and the lives and all that other stuff. So I'm glad you're here. But yeah, I've been messing around with this guy for basically an afternoon and then yesterday for a little bit. But definitely a fun knife. And we'll have a full video on this guy for sure, and we'll compare it to the 110. And I actually have a couple other 110 variants and stuff that are kind of cool. Do you have any 110 variants, Tom? Because I know you have quite a buck collection going.
the only one I have is that Menard's Guidesman.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know if you have any thrifty. I know you had a couple of 110 variants also. Oh, there you go.
Here it is. The problem is, can you hear that shake, rattle, and roll?
Yes.
Okay. So this is, of course, Guidesman is a house brand of Menards. And this is their version. It came in, I think it was right around $20 with tax.
Yeah.
So it's much thinner than a Buck 110. I mean, you can definitely tell it's not a buck.
Yeah.
But for a budget or for a backup spare knife, beginner's knife, this might fit the bill. I always think, if you're a father out there and you got yourself a nice 110 and you got kids with you and they're all envying, that Buck 110 or something, you could maybe get them something like this to get started with and teach them how to use the knife and sharpen and, don't pry things like we all do and shouldn't, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of a budget option.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Of course, this one doesn't rattle in the sheath because it has the pocket clip.
Right. It's actually not a bad sheath. They just made it too big.
Yeah, it's probably one of those. I find that with a lot of knives that they have like a one size fits all sheath.
Right.
They make it for whatever the largest knife is, but then they just throw anything that'll fit in there comfortably into that. So, yeah, definitely get a 110 El Phoenix, because the 110 I think is an awesome folding knife, and one that somebody should get in their collection. That's for sure. So the only bad thing about the 110 is that they have gone up in price like everything else, but definitely, yeah, Ken, use your knife to pry things. So I use a screwdriver. Save that knife blade. But but yeah, the 110 I think is something that's a pretty essential knife for anybody that's collecting knives, and just a really great knife. If you can only have one knife, one folding knife, that's one to have for sure. Hey, Bluminati, member of the regiment, glad you're here. And El Phoenix is also a member of the regiment. If you guys want to join the regiment and get all the fun little emojis and stuff, Michael will throw up a link for that if you guys are interested. What do you got there, John? What's that on your board?
Okay, so I showed this. I had a review of this before. If anybody who's watched a lot of my channel probably saw it. This is the Schrade Frankenstein.
Yes, I remember that.
It's basically, what I mean by that is you've got all these Schrade parts, and they weren't designed to be a knife from Schrade, but they were put together overseas by whoever bought the parts from them when they sold in 2004. So you have, all USA made parts, but then assembled in China. So you have, some of their best stuff here, like their premium handle, and then the LB, I believe, 7 parts. So it's all brass, and then got the real bone stag handles on them, pretty nice and thick, so you don't have any problem with it in the sheath. Of course, when I bought it, it didn't come with one, so I just picked up this little cheap leather one, and it does all right. It does all right. It's supposed to it's made to look like lizard skin or something like that. But yeah, it's similar in shape to Buck 110.
Yeah,
but it's really just an LB7 that's a fancy LB7.
Right.
That you can see, even compared to a Buck, it's every bit as wide or wider.
Yes.
So pretty well built. Pretty happy with it, even if that's not necessarily accepted by the Schrade community as an official knife. So I think the quality of it's pretty nice, and especially for $40 is all I paid for that on Smoky Mountain Knife Work. So
yeah,
that's a heck of a deal. I mean, you got to pay $60 for a 110.
Right. That is a good. Hey, Jersey and Zen Ali, you guys have joined. Thank you for being here. Hey, JW, glad to see you're here. So we've got some more people showing up, which is awesome. Go ahead, Tom. What do you got there? That's the.
Well, believe it or not, I only own one 110 because I actually prefer the 112.
Right.
But this is one from the 90s, and it's got that beautiful tiger striping in the wood. And I don't know if this is ebony or if this, there was a period of time when they stopped using ebony because they couldn't get it. But it's just a beautiful handle cover material. And then this one is from the 90s. Like I said, this one came with a nylon sheath, and you can see the old Buck logo on it.
Right.
So that's my 110.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Michael, you're having a problem linking in RJ's regiment. I think in the description box of any of my other videos, I have a link in there if you want to copy that and paste it in. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. But hey, Jersey, I'm doing good, Pete, and I'm glad that you're here. I always enjoy when you're in the chat room. I know you like these lives, and I got to get you on here one of these days. One of these days, you're going to have to join us and have fun with everybody else. So let's see here.
He can come on anytime. Come on in my place.
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't have any traditional knives. Well, I have a few, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, what do you got that's a modern that you want to show, Gary?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring us out something that us traditional guys need to know.
Well, I just bought this one. This is
Oh.
the Hogue K320.
Oh, that's nice.
That is-
Well, it's called the SIG
Uh-huh.
K320, but it's made by Hogue. You can see Hogue on the other side, and it's a crossbar lock. It's the aluminum model handle version. I think the previous versions were made out of like some kind of FRN or maybe G10, but this is aluminum with a walnut inlay. It has the walnut on the other side too.
That's a really cool knife.
That's what I picked up for Cyber Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. Do you have a SIG pistol to go with that?
No, I'm more of a I'm a Beretta and HK
Oh, okay.
pistol kind of guy, and a Ruger. But
Yeah.
I've never owned a SIG, or I've never owned a Glock either. So
Oh, there you go.
Gary, I was hoping you showed that. I know you just did a video on that one. I'm looking forward to your thoughts after you've had a chance to carry it and use it for a while.
yeah, like I had some lock stick when I opened it, like with my thumb, like
Right.
really whacked it out there. And if I Spidey flick it, oh, I'm so close to the camera. I can Spidey flick it, but but I was I'm not usually this close to the camera, but it doesn't have any lock stick if I open it any other kind of way. If I open it with my thumb, I tend to put too much force in there, and it had lock stick. So I'm going to take it apart first and just look around. I think that the crossbar has the coating on it. I think it's interfering with this. Maybe I tried to put some oil on that, but it still has lock stick. So, but I like it. It seems like a really a worker, like you could cut some shit up.
Like all knives are good at.
Yeah, but it seems very heavy. I think I could run over with my truck. The wood would probably break, but I think it's solidly built, very strong.
Cool. Yeah, I think most Hogue knives are very good quality. I don't have any, but all the ones that I've seen and handled, they all seem really good. But yeah, they are.
I've been
they are
on a
pricey.
kick buying made in America knives recently, so this is a made in America. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have another Hogue here.
Oh,
This,
okay.
the Deca.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Deca?
Yes, I am. I don't know if Tom.
This is
John are.
a super light knife. This is in 20 CV,
Uh-huh.
and also has the crossbar lock. I think they call it the Hogue. They call it the cable lock, maybe. But
Gary, how thin is that? It looks thin.
oh, it's super thin.
That's, to me, that's an attribute. I mean, it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's lightweight and
This competes with the Benchmade bug out. If you're familiar with Benchmade bug out, it's like a really close to the weight and size of the Benchmade bug out. I think they released this to compete with the Benchmade bug out. I have like two of these, two Decas, so I'm going to probably sell this one. But I have a Warncliffe version I often carry. So
Are the scales on that one, on the Deca, are those aluminum also?
no, this is G Mascus. It's called
Oh.
it's really a layered G10. I don't know if you can see it. It's
Yeah. Yeah, I can
a
see that.
layered G10, but they call it Damascus, their brand name.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you, JW. I think that the Hogue knives are better built than the bug outs. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's better built, and there's no metal in there
Yeah, and there's no flex.
except for the locking mechanism.
Right.
But these they don't flex. Like if you get a, let me see if I have a bug out near me. I usually
Hey,
do.
DJ. Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Pete. That's
So
awesome. What a wonderful super chat there. Thank you, sir.
It's
I
about the same
appreciate that.
size as the bug out, but you can flex the bug outs. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
you
can
can
see
see it.
that. Yeah.
You can't do this because it's so tough, so thick, and there's barrel spacers there, but there's barrel spacers here, and you can still flex it. So
Yes. Hello, DJ, and
And-
hello, Old Fart.
the bug out's pretty
you
thin
guys.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, the bug out is it's a good blade, like JB uses it to compare as a standard for modern knives, because so many
Right.
people have the bug out. So I have my Walmart bug out.
This is JB's knife.
Right.
The first
I
time
got-
I attended his live, very first time, and I won this knife. And
That
I
is
don't know how I
awesome.
won it because it was the first time I ever was on his show or attended the live.
Yeah, this little Walmart knife, it reminds me of a Benchmade. So if the Benchmade fanboys want to hate me for that, that's okay. But I still think this reminds me a lot of a Benchmade type knife. But
Is that
these things-
what is that? Is that the recent one?
Yeah, this is the little
the
Walmart,
Ozark, right?
Yeah, the Ozark Trail
Yeah.
Walmart special.
Everybody's had that on their channel. I need to pick up one. You can get them at Walmart or something?
Yeah, they're at Walmart. Ozark Trail is Walmart's thank
It's
you,
like-
Byron Kennedy.
It's a $9 knife or a $6 knife or something like that.
Yeah, it's I think $5.86 or something like that. Really
Crazy.
a heck of a
It's like
gift for that.
it's like they're giving you a gift or something. You don't have to really pay for it. It's like
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, it's quite a knife for $6. I don't think you can go wrong with that one at all. Go ahead, Thrifty. Tell us what you got there on your board. That looks like a big honking traditional there.
Well, since we were talking about lockbacks, I figured I'd bring this guy out.
Oh yeah,
Just one of those fun knives, like to display more than anything else. Hold on just a minute. Okay. So this is the Marbles big old lockback. And
Whoa.
just a big fun lockback with an old style design. It's about 8 1/4 inches. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 1/4 inches. I'm sorry. 6
yeah,
1/4
that's a pocket stuffer for sure.
inches. Yeah, you get some looks if you
big.
put that in your pocket, right? And
Is that a knife,
not
or are
just
you
for
happy to
men.
see me?
yeah.
it's probably about this size, if not bigger.
That would go in the pliers pocket of carpenter's pants or
Right.
painter's pants.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would work for cargo pants and things like that, right?
Yes, that's
And it's
a
got
winter
that
carry.
cool old style lock on it, which I always thought was neat. And
Does that lock get in the way of you?
not
holding
really,
the
because it
locker?
kind of comes into this part of your hand where
Okay.
it's kind of up in the air a little bit.
Yeah,
See that?
right. That was one
So
of the
it's-
things that I always wondered was the ergonomics of that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
it's-
with the traditional liner locks, they do get in the way of your finger when you're holding the knife. The old
Yes, they
brass
do.
tabs.
Yeah. But, you're looking at like a 5-inch blade.
Wow.
It's just a fun knife. Got that long
Wow.
pole on it. But yeah, you can get these Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I think they still have them.
Yeah.
Marbles. I'll give you guys the model number if you're interested in looking that up.
Yeah.
This is the MR601.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, Marbles make some great knives. Yeah, Gizmo likes your Boker Bad Boy. I saw you did a video on that.
Yeah, that's
week
another
too.
fun one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did see the that Pete. He was asking if anybody saw the new Rough Rider series, the Glow Moon, that they look cool, and I did see some new glow knives on SMKW the other day. I was browsing for stuff, and I did look at the Rough Riders and saw that. That's glow in the dark knives are just fun. It's just a fun thing to have. What do you got there, Gary? It looks like you have some your 112 Sport. Is that?
Oh no, I just pulled this down into the picture because everyone was showing their lockbacks, and that's
Right.
the only one I could find right now. This is the 112 Ranger, right?
Yes.
Sport or Ranger Sport. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I still haven't added a thumb stud. It's supposed to come with a thumb stud, but it didn't. So I have a bag of thumb studs, but I still haven't. There's the thumb studs that are kind of like the thumb studs that you squeeze together to install. So I much rather have the black one that was originally supposed to come with it. But, I talked to Buck for a month and they kept sending the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I like this knife. I carry this knife. At first, I thought it was kind of bulky, but I mean, not heavy, but it's kind of blocky. But I'm more familiar with modern knives and not being a blocky. But it grew on me, and I kind of like it now.
So Gary, what I like about
this.
those knives is they really fill your palm. I mean, you really know
Oh,
you're
yeah.
holding something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, to me, it gives you confidence. It
Yep.
just
I pretty much bought this because I was watching a movie, kind of a sci-fi movie, and I don't remember the name at all. That guy was his weapon. It's a sci-fi movie, but he used probably a buck 110 or something, and he would throw it in. He would use it like a weapon, but he would throw it all the time. And I was watching it and oh, I need to maybe get a buck 110, but eventually I just decided on the buck 112. So
Good choice.
it had the right pocket clip, and I don't know if you can get a pocket clip on a 110.
Yes, you can.
on some of
okay.
the slim models.
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't want
on the
a
sport model-
sheath for it. I just wanted
Yeah, also.
I wanted to pocket carry it without a sheath. So I decided I was looking at Buck's website and I saw the 110 and I picked this up. I probably paid too much for it because I bought it at Buck. So
Hey, Gary, there's a 112 slim,
okay.
slim select. Okay, so they do, and there is a 110 version of it, and they're a lot thinner, a lot lighter.
Okay.
John, El Phoenix was asking about the model number of that marbles knife. That in the comments.
Yeah, I can add that to the comments.
Okay. And then, I think the holes in that blade, yes, they were originally for thumb studs, but then you had a problem with the thumb studs, Gary, that they didn't fit, or they were, I forget exactly what happened, why you had to take them out, because it didn't come with it. Originally, they were in there.
Well, no. Well, I mean, it's supposed to, if you look it up on their website, it's supposed to have a black thumb stud. It's kind of a different thumb stud that I've never seen it before, but it's a different it's on the blade, but it was supposed to come with it, but it didn't. So I sent them pictures and I contacted Buck and they told me to first send the knife, but they decided not to. Don't send the knife. Don't send us the knife. We'll send you the thumb stud, the correct thumb stud. And they sent 3 packages, and they sent. I don't know. I have the thumb stud around me somewhere, but they sent 3 packages of thumb studs that are like stainless steel, and they don't match the knife at all. And oh yeah, there. So they sent a bunch of these thumb studs and I think you have to squeeze them together because they're not screws. You have to squeeze.
Okay, so they're kind of like a press fit.
Yeah, press fit.
Yeah, because it looks like they're splined.
Yeah, so they fit the hole, but not snugly. There's some movement. And
Well,
but
do you think if you put the
this
other,
is how it would look if it was press fit on
Yeah.
the other side.
if you put the other one on the other side, it probably would take that wobble out of there, right?
Yeah, but I haven't installed it yet. I was thinking of I've got my mindset on it being black, so I can't make it black. I'll probably have to acid wash it,
Right.
kind of dull, and then I'm lazy. I'll talk about it, and then I'll forget what I was going to do with it. And I still carry the knife without the thumb stud. Maybe I really don't need a thumb stud because
you can just pinch it open, right?
Yeah, I'm getting used to just pinching it open and stuff.
Yeah.
Does it look odd with the thumb stud or the hole in the blade?
It's a weight saving feature.
Yeah.
Aerodynamic.
That's right.
Yeah, I could have sent it back, but I tend to like I tend to like only send knives that back that I don't like, and I kind of like this one. And then I mean, if it worked and it's perfect, it just doesn't have thumb stud.
Right. Yeah, and that's not too big of an issue. Hey, William.
I kind of like this Micarta too. So
yeah, it looks really cool. It's aged really nice on there.
Yeah, it's said it's olive drab, but it looks more like tan.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too. Yeah, William says that some cold blue paste will darken some stainless steel. So that's definitely something when you're looking at things that are metal and changing colors and working with aluminum and stuff. That's when Brownells is your friend, because Brownells sells all kinds of gunsmithing stuff, and they have all kinds of things for finishes and finishing.
Oh yeah,
great place to go to get stuff for those types.
I painted a gun once, a gun stock, and I used Brownells paint. I don't remember what it was called, but it was actual paint that you can paint a gun stock. So
yeah. If I lived up in Iowa like Tom does, I'd probably spend half my paycheck at Brownells. It
can easily be done.
At least I wouldn't be as bad where I could just ask them where I could sign my check over to them.
That's right. Yeah. Just direct deposit it.
Exactly.
Or Midway USA. I used to shop there a lot too.
Yeah, I used to.
Yeah, Midway USA is another good one. They sell a lot of knives and have a lot of good knife sales also. So what do you got there, John? That's a beautiful stag knife. Is that Joker?
Yeah, I showed this before. It's the Joker pointer.
Yeah,
but much like the Frankenstein, got the real stag handles and nice and thick. This is kind of a nice little pairing. They look so similar, but also a lock back. These are from Spain, and it's just a pull open. It does not even have a nail nick, so that's just a clasp knife, I suppose, in some sense.
Yeah,
and you have the nice textured handle there for the grip, and just a really nice lock back. And this is their larger size pointer. I also have a smaller one. So Tobias suggested that maybe that their naming convention was not necessarily based on any particular thing other than the pattern itself. So they just kind of name their own pattern, and then they'll make different sizes, different shape handle, or slightly different style handles and bolster types and everything. So that's a good way of looking at it. They do things a little different over there. Yeah. But I also have this one one I just did a review of, the Appalachian Jack from Rosecraft Blades.
Yeah.
So we can give them a little plug, I guess.
Yes. For
Yeah, I
sure.
saw that one, and they were sold out of. Did you buy it, or did they send it to you?
No, I bought it. I don't get anything for free other than a few Uncle Henrys. But this is Andy Armstrong design.
I like the
Nice.
box design too.
Nice little box design.
I'm into like boxed packaging too.
Yeah. So
Yeah, those are nice. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was looking at that one in particular, and they were sold out. And then I tried to go over to the other real Blue Creek, and they didn't have it either.
Yeah, I think that one and the Clinch River are going to be their traditionals that are going to sell out
Right.
really quick. But yeah, that one's kind of cool because it has the pry at the end of it. So that is now, is that pry, is that part of the spring itself?
Yeah, it's integrated into the spring itself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
And then it's nice style clip point blade too.
Yeah.
Got a really nice pull on it,
Yes.
Got half stop, but I always like a good pull. And they did a really good job on it.
Yes, they did.
I didn't think I was going to like the pry bar being on there, but it really doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would.
Yeah, that was one of the things that made me hesitate on that one, but I guess I can't get one now since they're sold out. So, because I was like, yeah, do I like a pry bar on my knife or not? And I was kind of like, I don't know. And I guess I'll have to wait for the next shipment.
Interesting thing about this is that I had looked for the original pattern, and then someone in the comments suggested that this was sold with or promoted with cigars, and that they used the pry to open the cigar box because it was like, I guess, somehow sealed shut with nails or some kind of a metal material.
Paper. They had a paper wrapped around it.
Oh, wrap around it.
You'd cut through the paper. Yeah.
Okay, so that was, I guess, designed to help you get into the box.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's what people were saying. So
that was back when people were looking for a good 5-cent cigar.
Right.
It was 100 years ago.
Yeah. The knife probably didn't cost much more than that either.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the Rough Rider large slip, I've been using that to carry it. So anybody's looking for a good carry option, go ahead. There you go.
Go ahead, Tom.
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
No, I just this is a Buck 371 Stockman. This is one of their overseas models made in China. I just bring this up because on Buck's website, and the sale is over today. They've come out with 7 of their patterns with burl wood covers. And I've ordered 2 of them. I've ordered one of these 371s, and I ordered one in the canoe pattern. And then they have also like the trio and the small toothpick and a couple more in the burl wood. So their sale ends today. Right now, the only place I can find them is on the Buck website. But I'm assuming sooner or later they're going to make their way into Walmart and places like that. But if anyone's interested before Christmas, today would be the day to order one. So it's interesting. I guess I didn't realize this, but like I have the canoe in this bone also. So every few years they must pick out a new cover material and make them, and it lasts for several years, and then they come out with a new one. Because I have this also in just a plain wood type cover. So maybe I'll be able to get all 7 patterns in the burl wood. And these are pretty well made knives. They do have good snap to them. So maybe not as strong a pull as what John likes, but it's a decent walk and talk to him.
Yeah.
Did any you guys buy Cyber Monday or on Friday or after Thanksgiving? Did you buy knives?
I did not. You know what? Nothing interested me. They didn't have anything on sale that really interested me. I just couldn't get into it. I thought, well, I'll just save my money and maybe around closer to Christmas they'll come out with something on sale that I really want to get. So
Yeah.
I think I bought most of my stuff during the Veterans Day sale, so I didn't really have anything for Black Friday that I was looking for.
Yeah, the only knife I bought was this because they had maybe $30-$40 cheaper, so that's why I bought it.
Yeah. Well, for me, I didn't buy anything really for myself, but I did receive stuff for myself because my birthday was last month, and so I got some really cool,
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, thank you. My wife got me this awesome Rosecraft Blades Mohawk, which is one of their modern ones, but I liked it because it has this harpoon style blade, and it's a really cool knife. I like how it fits. This is one Hawkins Rose is the designer on this one, but I did like this for a modern folder, and it's been pretty good. I've been testing it out. There's a review upcoming of that, and my daughter and her family, her in-laws moved to Tennessee, so this last summer they went and visited them. And of course, they dropped by SMKW, and I was jealous, and they were sending me pictures and stuff. And while they're there, they picked me up this really super sweet hen and rooster stag whittler, which this is my first whittler pattern.
Nice.
Really super nice knife. Check out that Warncliffe. Really great thick deer stag covers on it, so very, very pretty, and it's got this really nice green inlaid hen and rooster shield on it. When I do a proper review of this, then you'll be able to see all those features and stuff, but then it has the smaller blades, but really nice snap on it. Here's the little coping type blade. Just an awesome little knife, and I'm so happy because I didn't have a whittler in my collection, but now I do, and this is a fine one to have to start with. That's for sure. So, anyways, look for those to be coming up. So lots of previews in this edition of RJ's Lives.
Just to say that I like that the Mohawk a lot.
Yes,
for their moderns, that one and the Chonk, and the Chonk they actually put on their sticker. This is
I did a review.
Mini Chonk.
Yeah, I did a review of that because being part of Apex, JB from Big Red EDC, he's a brand ambassador for Rosecraft, and so he sent out all their modern knives, or most of their modern knives, to the group to do a review on. I did a review on that one, on the little Chonk, which I liked that one. Somebody in the comments said it was actually a pocket axe. I think it was Gonzo. or Gizmo. I'm sorry, Gizmo. But yeah, it's really cool, and the Mohawk I really like a lot.
This knife reminds me of another knife I'm going to pull out in just a minute.
Sure.
So we'll show that, but I just was going to say, Big Red EDC was giving away the whole set of moderns. Yeah. So you guys need to go over there and check that out. Make sure you get entered into that if you guys are interested in these knives, because he's going to be giving away a set of 9 of them. I think they're going to include the CRKT that Swag's designed for them.
Yes.
That's real similar to the Pocket Monster. It's very similar in shape.
Yeah,
a little different blade on
the more Malia.
More Malia. There you go. Thank you.
And, I reviewed the Chonk too, but I wasn't that happy with it. I thought it had super weak detent, and it was super heavy too for pocket carry.
Yeah, I didn't seem to have too much of an issue with it myself. I thought it was okay, but Gizmo has
RJ?
a yes, sir.
Gizmo had a question
Yeah.
for all of us. He wants to know how we keep track of our knife inventory.
Very, very carefully.
Well, I can just say for my buck knives, I do keep a pretty detailed inventory with the model number, what year they were made, handle material, and all that. In my case thickness knives collection, I also keep that pretty detailed also. For the rest of them, I don't keep such a strict inventory, but I do keep all my knives in like a little plastic bag like this, and it's got the name and any information, like what blades it has on it, size of the blades, anything interesting about that particular company. And then I keep them in like these small totes like this. So that's how I keep track of mine, although it doesn't always work, especially after an RJ's live broadcast. I end up with knives everywhere, and I panicked. I had this one ready to show next. This is a buck yearling 709 penknife, and they don't make these anymore. This was from 1992. But I showed another one similar to this. Did a YouTube short on the other day, and I knew I had this knife also, and I was panicking because I could not find it. And I went through all my knife tubs like 10 times, and I finally found it. But, it's kind of a new old stock, so it's not one you want to lose. But, yeah. So anyway, I try to control my inventory that way, although it doesn't always work.
Yeah, I don't have a actual list. I keep meaning in the back of my mind. I keep saying I need to actually make a spreadsheet or something with all of the information and everything. It's one of those things that I just haven't found the time to do so. So right now I keep everything in a 3-drawer toolbox, and any overflow of stuff that I haven't done a review on. Those are all outside of the toolbox. Everything that's had a review goes inside the toolbox. And other than that, it's all in my brain, which is a dangerous place to keep stuff. Ask Ken. So that's about it for me. How about you, Gary? Do you keep a track of all your?
I keep my in my collection in various cases, and then I have on my desk about 20 or 30 knives that are not in a case because I randomly carry them all the time.
Right.
As for storage, I have every original box that I've ever bought a knife stored under my bed in two containers, Tupperware containers, and my cats sleep on top of them for some reason. But yeah, I don't keep any computer written Word doc or something to tell me. I don't even know how I remember some of the names because I don't have them written down. And if it doesn't have a name on the blade, I'll probably pull it from the background of my mind, or I'll just probably try to look it up. So I used to collect comics, and then I had them categorized. It was like thousands and thousands of comics. And for some reason, I don't do it with my knives. And I have like over maybe 250 to 300 knives, and I still don't have any kind of, like, if my apartment burned down, I'm like, oh, I can't show you what knives I own, Yeah. I should. It's a good idea. I should do it.
Well, I can always tell the insurance adjuster to just watch my channel, and they can see what knives I have.
And then every video I've done, I've backed it up to the cloud. So
there you go.
Maybe
I keep the boxes for mine too, but I just put my boxes in a box. So I have a box full of empty.
I used to do that but cats will find a way into the box and chew boxes, but they can't get in these clear Tupperware containers. The latches latch down and lock down. I can stare at them right now under my bed, and always find a couple cats trying to get in there, but they can't get in there. I was going to ask you, did you review this Ace Corda?
I did not.
Okay, there was 2 versions on Apex, and I thought you reviewed one of this version or another.
Oh, I might have if there was 2 versions of it.
I don't remember what the other version was. This is the blackout version, but
was it green?
Maybe I know there was 2.
Oh yeah, I did. It was the green Corda. That's right. Yeah,
okay.
from Giant Mouse. Yeah.
I was just going to mention I won it like on Apex.
Nice.
They did a drawing and I won it. So
yeah, that's a really cool knife. Yeah, I was in the green one. I did not win that one at all.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've won a couple of knives from Apex.
Oh, I was also going to ask you, like, because I know I asked you, RJ. This is a budget knife I got on Amazon, but it was free. They sent it to me. Kexmo, Tom, did you get contacted by Kexmo and they sent you a knife, a budget knife? I know. Knife Detector did. He had it on his channel.
I had Dispatch.
Oh, okay.
Dispatch knives. Yeah.
But this is a budget knife. It's like a $30 knife, and I thought it was a decent knife for $30. There's no branding on the blade, and which is a good thing. It doesn't even say China or made in China or so. But it's supposedly D2. It has these nice rosewood scales. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always good when somebody contacts you and they say, here's a free knife. Check it out and then give it away. So I'm going to be giving this one away soon.
Yeah.
I wish Hogue would send me free knives, though. I would really like to get Hogue to send me some free knives.
Yes, Hogue, feel free to send us some knives. We'll send them around in the group and then have a giveaway.
Or maybe Spyderco send me some free knives.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We could definitely do that. Right on, Mimo. He says, Confucius says, when you live in a vacuum, you can't see through your hands. That is so true. Right, Tom?
Yeah. I just answered him. I saw an ad in the back of a comic book for X-ray glasses, and I've ordered a set.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, those X-ray specs. That was the deal. Yeah, that was the deal back in the day. What do we got? A Jack Wolf?
Yeah, I want Jack Wolf to send me some free knives.
That would be nice too.
Patty said send Gary some free knives. Ben, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This is the only Jack Wolf knife I have. I can't afford Jack Wolf knives. This is like $275.
Right.
And I probably was crazy to buy this because it's so expensive.
Yeah, they're a little bit out of my price range too. But there's been controversy this week about Jack Wolf and the cost. And I think what people are forgetting is that the $275 that he's asking, it's not just the knife, because you're getting all the other stuff that comes with it. So you're having to pay for the accessories, like that leather slip comes with it.
I mean, I don't want right. that stuff that comes with it. I could care less for Pogs or the
right. So you get the
Marvel
Pog
drawn comic.
Right. He's paying for a Marvel artist to draw the artwork that's on the Pog, that's also on the can. And,
right.
The can has all kinds of special extra features on it. And, because I know that they put like different things on the top or the bottom of the can. And then, the extra wipe down cloth. And, so when you add in the costs that he's having to, pay for all these things extra besides the knife, because a lot of people are saying that the knife is only like a $150 knife, but I don't know what he's having to pay for all those other materials and the artwork and all this other stuff. So it all goes into the whole thing, plus having a factory make it and, shipping back and forth and all this other stuff. So
I
yeah,
think
an expensive package.
Tobias did a really good video on that topic, I think.
Yeah.
And I guess I kind of agree with Tobias. There's buck knives, like some Buck 102 knives that were special runs, one with a bone handle, and they want like $300 for it on eBay. Even though it's a knife that I would dearly love to add to my collection, I'm not going to spend that much money on a knife just for my collection at
Right.
this point in time. And so I just can't see myself spending the money on a Jack Wolf knife. Now,
Right.
those that can afford it, those that, if they can use it and they can justify that cost, more power to them. If there was a knife that met a specific need in the job I was doing and it cost $300, it would be worth the investment because it was a tool I was always using, and you'd want a quality tool.
Right.
But for me, it would be a Safe Queen, quite honestly. I probably would be afraid to carry it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to outlay that kind of money when there's so many other nicer knives out there that cost much less and you can get more of them for $300. But
yeah.
I don't. Hey, it's their marketing. It's his dream, I guess, to start his company. He gets to run it the way he wants to do it, offer what he wants to offer, and either people will buy it or they won't buy it. I mean, it's just capitalism.
I think, in my opinion, those knives were built for, two people, and that's either if you're strictly a knife collector that's just going to buy these and put them in a safe or a display or something like that, they're not going to be used as a user, or you're buying them for speculation, in which case you'll never even unwrap them. You're hoping that they'll go up in time and you can resell them on the secondary. And that to me is what those were for. It's not a knife that's made to be used. And I'm a knife user. I don't really have very many knives that are Safe Queens, and the ones that are Safe Queens to me are actually under $100
Yep.
in my collection.
Yep.
So I don't worry about it. And then I know that, a lot of reviewers were given those for free to review and stuff. I'm not jealous of those guys. If they were given
me
those,
neither.
more power to them. That's all a
me
good
neither.
deal. So, but yes, you're right, Gizmo. Gizmo put in the comments about insurance policies having limits on collectibles, jewelry, gun watches, and antiques and stuff. You do have to put a rider on your insurance policy if they're above a certain value. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't know what. I'll have to research my policy.
I probably only have 2 Safe Queens right now. It's probably this Jack Wolf knife that I don't carry. I've carried this, but I've never hard used it. So it's kind of a Safe Queen. And the only other knife is the kind of Safe Queen is this knife.
Right.
This Plexus that I spent too much for.
Yeah.
But right now, this is the Safe Queen.
Right.
And you see I failed it, but mostly it doesn't have a super weak detent, but you can't fail it if you're like playing around with it and you just push it out. But I like this knife. It's just a pretty knife. It's kind of I want a pretty knife in my collection, a handsome knife in my collection, and this knife spoke to me.
Right.
And what is that again, Gary?
This is the Plexus by Arcane Studios.
Okay.
And basically, this is a $400 knife. And it's supposedly made by the best Chinese company that makes knives. So Riot or something like that.
That's pretty nice. What, did you need a snack, Tom?
I did.
But
There
I
you
mean, this knife is not any better than this knife, and this knife is maybe $150 knife. So,
Right.
and
I just-
this knife, I wouldn't fear like cutting wood or chopping anything. I wouldn't fear using this knife,
Right.
but I would this for some reason.
Yeah. I guess it's all in everyone's opinion, because like my safe queens, to tell you the truth, they're not knives that I just like them for myself, and that would be the my case amber peach seed jigging in CV. I'm trying to collect that whole collection of knives, and so I don't really carry them, and I kind of keep them, nice. I don't, but I don't worry about
You,
that they're.
you know that Kershaw 1050 you have and I have?
Yes,
That's become a safe queen in that, but it's a beat up safe queen.
right.
I think it's become a sentimental safe queen. I've used it, I've beat it
Right.
up and used it so much, and I don't want to like tear it up any further. So I basically put it in my case and I don't carry it anymore. So,
Yeah,
so you can have some rough looking knives be in your safe, like a safe queen, I suppose.
Right. Hey,
Because
CV.
they turn sentimental and you don't want to like
Yeah.
them deteriorating.
Right. That's the same way I feel about this Buck 110. This is the 50th anniversary model. I won't use this as a hard use knife. I still need to get a user 110. I just haven't found that extra $60 that I need right at the moment. But it's something that'll come eventually. But I guess that's true.
If I buy a knife like this, I have to like sell like 5 other knives or something
Right.
to make up for the price. And I've been selling knives, so
Yeah, and that's another thing you can do is certainly you can sell some knives to afford what else you got. That's no problem.
I
But,
have that black proponent thrifty, and I have both of those knives that you're on your desk.
Yeah, I was going to have John go next and show us what he has.
I love that
All right.
proponent.
So,
that one.
I just kind of backtrack a little bit. We had some discussion about how we inventory our knives or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was just going to say, just basic Word document. And I get behind on them and I'll do like, 15 at a time or whatever, because I never seem to put them in there as soon as I buy the knife. Too busy playing with the knife or looking at the knife to think to put it in there, but then I'll accumulate a few and kind of put them all in once. So I'm guessing, I don't have an exact figure, but I think the number's between 400 and 500, somewhere in there, total knives.
Wow.
So Gizmo, there's your question answered. We were looking at that chunk earlier, and the proponent reminds me a lot of that, and that's probably why I won't end up buying that, just because this knife is sort of already fits that role. It's another one of those just fun knives. It's way too big to carry. It's got a huge clip on it. You could, but you're looking at like a, 5
I had the brass version of the proponent too, and if you think that the black one's heavy, the brass one, it was like 3 times heavier.
Right. Well, that's kind of why I avoided getting anything with the metal, because I figured this was going to be plenty heavy enough. And
It's still fun though.
yeah, it's just a fun knife, and you can see the blade, much like the chonk. It's pretty similar knife. So if you guys want to check the weight, now like Gary said, you can get these in a lot heavier version than this. This one's already 8.6. So I mean, that's plenty. That's more than I would want to carry. About 5.5 is my limit usually, around, unless I'm carrying a 110, then I'll forgive that a little bit. But
Yeah, let me go grab mine that's like that or similar to that, and I'll be right back.
all right.
There's a cold steel knife that looks just like the chunk, and I can't remember the name of it, but there's a little tiny cold steel knife. I had it in my video. I have it, but I don't know where I put it. So
While we're waiting for RJ, also have this off-grids knife. It's called the Cayman, and they make this in 2 different sizes.
that's the smaller one, right?
This is the smaller one, and I've also got the larger one.
Okay. Yeah, I have the smaller one. I love that knife. I've carried that a lot.
These are just kind of more, I guess, kind of in the grouping of my more aggressive knives, and they're not going to be ones you Sunday carry for sure. These are a little too mean and nasty for that kind of a carry. Very aggressive style blade. But this is the XL, and this is the normal size Cayman. And these are, again, by Off-Grid Knives. So maybe not everybody's familiar with that company. I hadn't heard of them before I checked into these guys, but they're just liner locks, and they have a really good action on them.
Yep, that's what I went to go get. Was
Yeah.
my
I have
off-grid.
like maybe three off-grid knives. So
Yeah, this one is the Black Stallion.
Black
Stallion.
Stallion. I have that
Ooh.
too.
What a
Yeah.
cool name for a knife.
It is.
I mean,
and-
I don't
and
think that you can get the Black Stallion anymore, right?
I think you can. I don't know if they listed on their website, but I
Yeah,
think
they don't
we'll
list it
find
on their
these.
website for some reason.
Yeah, because they came out with an assisted version of it, so it's
Oh,
like
okay.
the. This one's just the detent, but they have an assisted version now. It's a rapid fire, but they called it a different name, so it's not the Black Stallion anymore.
Oh, that's why I
That's
can't
why
find
you can't
it.
find it. So it's under the rapid fire series, which I have one of those too. But this is, I think, just as good as the little chonk, but big, sturdy knives. You can chop down a tree with this thing. I
Right.
swear, they're just, and these are just awesome action. I don't think they needed to go assisted at all, but yeah, that thing will just stop itself. And then I did grab the, because it was right next to it, the 1050. So our sentimental safe queens for sure.
Right.
Garrett. I still love this knife too. It was funny. I was talking to my best friend because we were talking about knives that we got as teenagers, and I told him, you can't believe how much in value that went up. And he has one of the original. I was with him when he bought it. One of the original Western Bowies, one of the old Western Bowie 49 series knives, and we were at Kmart and we bought it. It was like I think $19 way back in the early 80s. And I said, yeah, if I had a time machine and I knew what I knew now, I would go back in time. I'd buy one every week and just stash them in the package for now and then resell them for hundreds of dollars. But it's just kind of funny the things that we have that he says I looked it up. He goes the other day, he says, I still have mine. He goes, I feel dumb. He goes, I use it for, splitting firewood and killing chickens and all this other stuff. And he goes, the blade's all scratched up. He goes, still a monster work knife. But he goes, I never would have thought that it would be in value like that, so it's kind of funny. Go ahead, John. What do you got there?
No, just kind of showing the guys the action on this thing. Everybody.
Yeah,
The action's insane. It's just drop shut almost. But yeah, I'm impressed with Off Grid. Like somebody was saying in the channel, they're heavy, but if you don't mind carrying something heavy, they make some really good tactical style knives. And
yeah,
I like that Black
I always
Stallion a
view
lot.
their
I
knives
didn't
as, like
even
tactical.
know about the Black Stallion there, RJ. So that
Yeah,
might be one I'll be looking for.
I did a video on it, and like I said, they have it in the rapid fire series. I should go get my rapid fire. I almost got it while I was there. Let me go grab that one again, so you guys can talk amongst yourselves for just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and this one's a guillotine too. This is actually made by Artisan Cutlery.
I always
And,
find opening that with a thumb stud is much more smooth because you can fail the flipper, right?
the weight of the blade will make you feel it. It's not the
Right,
smoothest of
right.
the action.
So I
But-
often open that one with the thumb stud because
Yeah,
You
you get a lot
typically
more power.
don't
out
fail
of
it. Yeah, you
out
could
of
get
the
a
thumb.
lot of more power out of your
Yeah.
thumb.
But I mean, it's literally a guillotine, and this thing will drop on your finger if you let it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
This is the rapid fire, and this is in their Coyote Tan, and this was my first exposure to off grid, and so this is assisted opening, but again another big, beefy, beautiful blade, and when you carry these knives, they're actually not bad to carry. They are a little heavy in pocket, but the ergonomics are really good. Like this one has this nice divot for your thumb. It also has some jimping back here on the handle, but awesome blade shape. And these things are just beasts. And this one doesn't even have snail trails. And I've cut up cardboard and other stuff. The finish that they use on these is just absolutely bulletproof. I really recommend off-grid knives. They're a little pricey, but definitely ones that you can have and use, and they're really great. So I'm very happy with the off-grid experience. Definitely like their knives. They have some fixed blade versions of this one. I'd like to get them too.
Yeah, they're more. I think their fixed blades are a lot of more popular. Maybe.
It's possible.
I keep hearing a little dog bark.
Tom Weingart. That's funny.
That's mine.
I guess if I could go back in time to the 80s, I might have changed some of my romantical encounters also. Yeah, oh, that's nice, Tom. What do you got there?
That's
Well, I thought I'd change it up
CRKT,
just a little
right?
bit. One of the few tactical knives that I own. This is a CRKT M21 14 SF. And it was it's a Kit Carson design, supposedly designed for special forces. Of course, CRKT had a lot of success with the M16, which is a lot smaller than this one. But yeah, this is one I used to carry. I always had this one on me. So it's got just a little bit of serrations down there.
Yeah.
But just a beautiful blade shape. And of course, with these dual flipper tabs there, it creates a guard.
Yes.
So, yep. Very nice knife for a specific purpose.
Yep. Very cool. That's for sure. Okay. Who's next? Anybody else got something they want to show? You doing okay there, John?
Yeah, just give me a couple minutes.
Okay. Let's see. Byron says, if anyone wants a great bushcraft knife for a great price, try the 5-inch 14C28N off-grid Ridgeback, coated stonewash or DLC black coated. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Man, somebody's definitely in demand. Yeah, there you go. Zen says, hey, history lights. Didn't Kit Carson die at the Alamo? I don't think he was at the Alamo.
No,
Zen.
not Kit Carson.
Nope. That was, Jim Bowie and
Davy Crockett.
Yeah, for sure. And a couple other heroes. Actually, when I was down in San Antonio, I went down to the Alamo, and there was also that little church that's there that has the remains of Davy Crockett and a couple other the Texas founders. I don't remember if it was Davy Crockett. I think Sam Houston, and I don't think it was Stephen Austin, but maybe. But yeah, they were all interred at the place there in San Antonio. There you go, CB Tactical. Pony Express was Kit Carson. Yeah, and he was a scout for sure. Ooh, that's a nice one, Tom. Is that?
That's a Cold Steel mini tack.
Yeah.
Just a small buoy style blade shape there, clip point. It's kind of pushing the limits on for a neck knife. It is a little bit heavy. You definitely feel it when you're carrying this one, but yeah, it's really a nice knife.
Oh, thank you, JW. Yeah, I think it was Travis was also there. Yeah, I forgot. That was a long time ago. You got to forgive my old age and memory. Hey, Dane.
I thought you were there, RJ. I thought you'd have remembered your friends.
Oh, it's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a while. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I know.
Sorry about that.
Did not die at the Alamo. Yeah.
Dog is going absolutely ape-ass because we got a grocery delivery right now, which my wife didn't tell me about.
Oh, okay. No
She's
problem.
like, "Hey, it's here." Well, yeah, I know. The dog's going nuts.
Uh-oh, the dinosaurs are coming out. Now we're in trouble. Oh, we got a
Me
dino
and my
fight.
wife.
Oh, it happens from time to time. It's okay.
Sorry about that. She knows I'm on here on Sundays. I'm not sure why she's bothering.
Yeah, it's no problem. Life happens. It just does.
Here's another neat little knife. This is the Effin Grow.
Oh yeah.
Little peasant style knife, with the flipper.
Yes.
And it's just a hold open style where he doesn't have any kind of locking mechanism. Right. And I got this from Ken of Jolly Peanut.
Nice.
And, it's got a nice little D2 blade. These are super affordable. I think they're only like $12. And they're really well built. I mean, if you look at the steel, this real thick liners on there, and fits in the hand really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a neat little kind of knife that I would use just to open boxes and tear down boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Real utilitarian type blade. So just a real nice little budget knife.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about a lot of expensive stuff, and people are probably rolling their eyes like, "Oh, where's the budget stuff?" So
what are you talking about? We had the Walmart knife on here.
That's true. Yeah, we still have that.
Yeah, we still
got
have
that
the Walmart
right here.
Yeah.
This is the $6 make you holla knife.
Exactly, and we're all about budget knives here. The more expensive. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
That's the real deal dinosaurs there, man. Holy smokes.
Grandchildren are wondering where their toys are.
He said I could use them. What's the name of this one?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right there.
So that green one?
Yeah, the green one? Yeah.
That dinosaur is. He's
Okay.
the biggest dinosaur.
Oh, the biggest dinosaur. Okay.
He's a whole jacket wood.
All right. Thanks for sharing with us.
And then this super big one is a T-Rex.
This is a T-Rex?
Yeah, but
The super big one?
no,
Yeah.
that's not the super big. This one is.
Okay.
But they made him so big. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know why.
Thanks for sharing.
Why they made him so big. But I have a little video of him. And I have to go past the dinosaur.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's the granddaddies of Williams' crew.
Yeah, have you seen all the controversy that's going on over at Williams Knife Life? Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have William on. I'll invite him on next week so he can.
Oh,
talk about it.
his dinosaurs have gone crazy, causing all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
There's talk of lawsuits and injuries, and oh my goodness. Yeah. I like Zen. Booty girl just walked by. What are you listening to?
Well, it's definitely it's a different kind of a show, that's for sure.
It is.
Oh, hi Anton. Wow. Yeah, just all kinds of stuff happening. That's for sure. Man,
Are there
Too
any
much controversy for me. I try to stay out of all of that stuff.
yeah,
is there,
especially the things that
any
happened in
particular knives that our viewers would like to see? If we have them, we can show them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, never a dull moment. We have dinos in the house.
No, not in this community. No. Nope.
I love it, Nemo. Jurassic Park 5, The Search for Cracky. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, that is cool. But yeah, is anybody okay? Byron wants to see some sharp ones. Well, how about this one? This is that copper lock from my Copperheads revisit video. This is the Case American Workman. This was from the Blade Show that just happened, the 2022 Atlanta Blade Show. It has this beautiful Wharncliffe blade that is made out of the 1095 carbon steel, and it has this beautiful Case American flag shield, which I really thought was really cool with the red synthetic handles and stuff. They have a whole line of these knives that are in the carbon steel, but this copper lock was really very appealing to me. And one of our it was actually one of our viewers, KJ Gas, that suggested this knife to me, and that was this has been a really fantastic knife. I really like this a lot. What do you got there, John? You got something?
No, go ahead. I'm just putting stuff away.
Yes, JW. Case is upgrading to 1095. So there, if you get any that are marked 1095 or CS for carbon steel, it's 1095. I did pick up the yellow Trapper that SMKW has an exclusive in 1095 on the yellow Trappers. So that is, oh, okay, good. Pete's got something coming from the Workman series with the flag inlay. Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to get some more of those. And then here is, I brought out my Copperhead from the Rogers Jigbone pattern from Case. This was the 2021 Vault series. So you have a very nice clip point blade, and then it has that awesome pin blade. And Pete and I were talking about that this week on our Copperhead shows, and I love this pen knife. This is such a great, capable blade. And Pete's right. You could use this as the main blade if you wanted to save that clip point for something else. You could actually use this as your user, because it's not a small pen blade like a lot of other ones are. This is a very decent size. In fact, let me get my handy dandy ruler here and take a look. For cutting edge, you are just at 1 7/8, so just about a 2-inch blade on this. And then from the bolster, I think it is 2 inches, or it's actually from the bolster, it's just over 2 inches. It's from the bolster, it'd be 2 1/8. So excellent blade. One that's definitely very capable. So there's that. No, Anton, we're not going to do a giveaway on this one today, but there may be giveaways in the future. We'll see what happens. That is a great question. CB Tactical says, what are all if I can only have one knife picks? And I have to always answer that with, why would you only want one knife? That's terrible.
Why torture yourself?
Exactly. That's like the old, if you could only have one gun, or you could only have one car, or you only have what? But
yeah, I never can answer that because I like too many knives in my collection.
Yeah, I would too. I think if I could only have one, I guess I would just and then you have to say, is it a folding blade or a fixed blade? But yeah, I'm with you, John. It'd probably be a 110.
I mean, I carry the ZT's 0308 every day, so I guess I could pick that knife for my one knife because I carry that every freaking day.
Byron and William have changed it. If you can only have one wife, isn't that the law?
Yeah,
At least one at a time.
I'm never going to have a wife again. I've had my one wife
There
for
you go.
25 years, and then and that's it.
Yeah. There you go. What do you got there?
We talked
John?
about this guy here.
Yeah.
Little Rough Rider action.
Love that.
This is an old classic series from Rough Rider, the Long Rifle series. I'd say probably top 5 series that they've done, in my opinion. They always came in these tins.
Yeah.
I know William's shown quite a few of these in his on his channel from this series. And this is one of the sow bellies. This is actually the second one I bought because I wanted to have 2 so I could carry one of them because they had the other one on the display. But it's just a very nice.
I like the
material.
rifle.
Yeah.
I always like badging. That's my eyes drawn to the badges.
I like the way that they dyed these. There's a little bit of a splatter to it, It's not quite just as even.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And you can tell it's a little old because it's patinaed up a little bit. And those bolsters do give a nice little patina on them if you let it sit a while.
That's a 3-blade one, right?
Yeah, Stockman.
At first I thought it was just 2 blades, but then you flipped it over and I'm like, oh, it's 3 blades.
Yeah, and there's a little blade etch on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one I'm going to carry a lot. So got a second one. Found it for a pretty good price, so I jumped on it.
Yes.
Long Rifle series.
You guys will have to forgive me. I forgot I could do close-ups. See how my mind is going.
There's
There
the
you
model number there.
Yeah.
552.
Yeah, it's a
Inlay.
beautiful knife.
Yeah, I like the inlay.
Yes.
Jersey's commenting on that.
Oh, they still make the Long Rifle series? That's what CB
I call-
was saying.
I
Nice.
call
That's news to me.
them
I
badges,
don't know
but
about
its
that.
proper name is inlay, right?
Yeah.
I always make a mistake and call them the badges.
I call them shields too.
Shields, badges.
too.
Yeah,
Same thing.
but it's okay. Oh, there
As
we
long as
go.
we know what you're talking about.
Yep. What you got there, Tom? That's a
Well,
nice looking bug.
I'm answering a viewer question. Kirby Creek Outfit asked, what knives do you take to holiday parties? Well, this is a great one for Halloween, but yeah, if I need to cut me off a nice turkey leg or something, why, here you go. The
That's
Buck
the
119 special. Don't
Yeah.
leave home without it.
And what's that? The shield on that? What is that commemorating?
Oh, this is a 50th anniversary or 75th anniversary. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was 1942 to 2017.
Is that
Very nice.
set under the coating? It looks
Yeah,
like,
there's a coating on top of it.
yeah, okay.
It's inset and then it is coated over it. Yeah.
Is that a phenolic handle?
Yes, this is phenolic. Yeah. Yeah. So the story behind this, I've told it a few times, but I was in Walmart and this was right after I got into knife collecting and collecting buck knives. And I told Mrs. Knife Delights, I says, I really need to have a 119 special. And she says, go ahead and pick one up. And at the time, this particular Walmart still had a nice, decent knife display, and they came in boxes. And a guy broke this out, and it happened to be the 75th anniversary. And I said, yep, I'll take it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
It
Very
was
nice.
but purely by chance.
Oh, and Zen says that's not Halloween, Tom. It was the Scream movie that the 119 was prominent in.
Oh, I know, but which is good for Halloween, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It fits in with the theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Dwayne says, I love the new Micarta 119s, just out of my price range. I agree. I do
Yes.
have a 102 in the Micarta if you want to see it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like the
Let me-
102.
Let me find it here.
Okay. It's somewhere in all that that stack that you have.
Oh, here's one in, this is in red Micarta. That's a 102.
Yeah,
And
that's
this is the one with S30V steel. And I've got one in green Micarta here somewhere.
Hey, KJ, we were just talking about you because I was talking about that copper lock knife that you suggested to me. You hate when I have to explain your jokes, Zen. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't get them either.
I don't get my own jokes.
Exactly. Comedy is hard. It really
And
is.
that's the one in what they call green Micarta, but it looks brown. I think that's the one that they're selling, like the 119 they have in this. And this is what's the steel on this? S35VM steel on these. Yeah, you can get these on the Buck website. And there may be other knife outlets you can get these, but they do get pricey. That's one reason why I do kind of stick with the 102s is of all of them, they're the cheapest ones.
Yeah.
The 119s and the 120s with the upgraded steels and stuff, they get pretty pricey.
El Phoenix asked if anyone bought the wooden handle fixed blade knife for $6 at Walmart. No, I did not. But I am going to get a couple more of the Walmart knives because they actually are kind of interesting to me. Ozark Trail has kind of stepped up their game this year. And I think that, yep, there's the one that everybody's talking about, the one with the their version of the what did they call it? A cam lock or something like that?
Shaft lock.
Yeah, shaft lock. There you go. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I get just as interested in expensive knives as I do the cheap budget knives, and the cheap budget knives are what I use day in and day out, anyways, because that's oh, okay, CB, if you got to go, I hear you. If you're cooking a roast and you got some homework, perfect. Yes, we will have a knife day. Every day is a knife day for us knife guys. That's for sure. But yeah, enjoy your dinner, and I hope your homework is easy. That's for sure. I know I got a son that's in college right now, and he's not having a fun time with his homework. Oh, that's a nice one, Tom. What do you got there?
Well, I didn't spend $6 on a Walmart knife, but I did spend $4 on an Ozark Trail knife a few years back.
Nice.
Not a bad little fixed blade.
Yeah.
Under a nylon sheath.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a decent budget knife. $4.
Yes. Yeah. Ozark Trail. I have one of their little fixed blades like that. It's the one with the
move out in front of my camera.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Pete, he's the same as me. Yeah, we all get interested in all kinds of knives and stuff, and sometimes cheap ones are just as good as a expensive one. That's for sure. Okay, so JW has a deal alert. We can get a Ghidorah slip joint electrician knife in C75 carbon steel for under $15 at KC Tool, made in Italy. And he can attest to the quality. Well, that sounds good. I know KC Tool they have a lot of really great European tools. It's a great place if you want to buy Weha screwdrivers or Wera screwdrivers or some of the other brands that they have over there. So it's pretty nice. And at Lowe's is starting to carry a lot of the Weha stuff which is awesome too. You know, with their different bit sets and their screwdrivers and stuff like that. I can totally. I'm a Weehaw tool guy for sure. So that's something I like. Williams Knife Life. That was either the surface of the moon or a cat. That's true. That
Yeah,
is true.
it's my cat. He decided. You probably heard me cuss because he jumped up on my lap and dug his nails in my lap, and then he went on the table,
An awful brave cat
the
to
desk.
enter the room with all these dinosaurs.
Yep. And Zen says he's going to talk to Santa Claus about getting that Micarta 102 and S35 VN, Tom. So
Okay.
I hope Santa's good to you, Zen, because you're good to everybody else. That's for sure. You're definitely on the good list.
I'll put it in the comments. One place that does have a lot of good custom buck knives is Copper and Clad. Copper and Clad. So
Yeah, Mimo, if you can throw up a link to that would be cool. And to KC Tool also, that would help out for anybody that's interested in those electrician knives or any of the other tools. All right, so let's see here. John, looks like you're all queued up, so let's check out what you got.
Oh, just for Tom's delight.
oh, nice. You sure know how to make a girl feel special.
I don't know how to follow that.
You just threw him off his game there, Tom.
Is he blushing?
I think so.
Yeah. So the 112.
Get it together.
We shaved an inch off of there. And if everybody knows the story, you want to tell the story, Tom, about the reason why the 112 came out?
Well, there was a couple of sailors, a ship in port there, San Diego, and a couple of sailors got in a fight, and I guess one of them pulled out their buck 110, and so they came out with a regulation. I don't think it was a Navy-wide regulation. It might just have been on that ship or the ships in San Diego there, that they couldn't have knife blades over whatever length the 110 is. I forget the length of the blade.
Over 4 inches.
Yeah, isn't it at least 4?
Yeah.
So I think it was, they had to be less than 4 inches. So Buck came out with the 112, which then it would not be prohibited. And the reason it got named the Ranger is because the aircraft carrier USS Ranger happened to be in port at the time. So that's how it came up with its name.
I thought it was sailors from the Ranger that were involved in that fight.
I don't know of that. I don't know. You could be right.
That was what I heard. And then I worked with a retired Navy chief, and he said it was funny because they always called the Ranger the Danger Ranger because they had a really high accident rate on that ship for whatever reason. He said it was always something bad going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, John. Sorry, we digress.
No, that's the story I wanted them to tell. I was going to add maybe a little to that, is that being in the San Diego area, that's where the Bucks resided or close by. So it was in their local paper. And the old man Buck was worried that it would hurt the sales of this because I guess a good number of knives were being sold through the Navy mercantile, right? So a good percentage of their sales was coming from those Navy guys. And he was worried that that was going to hurt the sales and the reputation of Buck. So that's why they decided to quickly come out with the smaller version of that to meet the requirements that ship had set. So kind of helped save the company. I don't know how much in the long term it really mattered, but at least they're on their feet and making the needed adjustments on the fly there. So kind of a neat little story.
Another, if I may, John, jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
CJ Buck, who is now fourth generation, he tells the story of in their kitchen when he was growing up. They had
Oh
a
yeah,
kitchen
I know
drawer
this one too.
just
Yeah.
full of knives.
Right.
And he was going scuba diving one day, and he grabs a knife out of there to take with him to go scuba diving. He loses the knife while he's scuba diving, and he gets back home. And I don't know how much time went by, but his dad, Chuck Buck, was asking what happened to that knife that was in that drawer. And so CJ had to fess up and say that I lost it. And his dad got pretty upset because that was a 112 prototype. And so Chuck was getting awful mad at his son. And I guess CJ's mom stepped in and like, if it was that important, why were you throwing it in just the drawer of common knives in there? So
Right.
I guess
That's
he
exactly
kind of
right.
had to eat a little crow too. But
Yeah.
can you imagine what that knife would be worth today? You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 112 prototype. And it's interesting you bring up the mom in the story because that sounds so much like a real life situation that
It does.
You know,
Yeah.
where
Like, yeah, deer.
mom steps in to kind of save your hide a little bit.
Yeah.
And even the
Yep.
playing field.
If it was that important, dear, why did you leave it there? You know?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting stories. And I guess again, that's one of the reasons I'm so enamored with buck knives. There's just so many great stories about buck knives. You know, the veterans out of Vietnam, you hear them because you can buy them in just a hardware store. You know,
Yeah.
fathers would go buy one and send it to their son or daughter, you know, over there in Vietnam. Just a great all-around, all-purpose knife. Buck never had a contract for quote-unquote fighting knives during World War II, but it's said that they made a lot of knives, and they were doing a lot of still hand-forging knives back then, and they donated a lot of knives to the military and to servicemen. So even though there was no official government contract, they did make
not
a
like
lot of knives.
Bar or anybody like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So interesting company.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't until Buck made the what was it, the M9 bayonet was I think their first government contract for something like that, and that was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, let me see. Gizmo says the old 112 had no nail nick and one less pin. So if you want, I can break out my old 112.
Swamp Yankee, I can attest to that also being a worry of Army officers. He said there's nothing more unnerving to a naval officer than a sailor carrying a knife. And,
I don't know. I always said there's nothing more dangerous than a sailor carrying a gun.
Yeah, that was definitely something I can attest to. It's amazing how anti-Second Amendment most of the officers are.
So there's one of the old 112s. I think this was made 72 to 86, somewhere in there. And as Gizmo says, there's no nail nick in it. And there's only 3 pins.
I actually have a guide where it talks about 7 different variations of the 110, something like that. And they're pretty slight.
Right.
But yeah, I'll break that out sometime, and you guys can break that.
I
down.
guess I haven't taken the time, but they came out with the anniversary knife this year of the 112, and they did make some in the original pattern. And I guess this backside here was a lot bigger and squared off more, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So it just goes to show they made a lot of, little tweaks over the years to improve the durability and listen to their customers to, make it a little more a little more comfortable to use because I know, like you were saying, I have an older one of the 110, and it's got the squared off, more 90-degree style bolsters on it, and that's not as comfortable in the pocket, if you're sitting down and you got some tight jeans on or something poking in your leg. So
Well,
they always make little tweaks.
I'd read in some of their history, and I don't know if it was Chuck Buck arguing with his dad or just what it was, but there was some controversy on that exact design. One of them wanted it more squared off, and the other one wanted it more rounded. And I guess they kind of went round and around and around. It was a big deal, and they finally settled on one of them. So,
All right, Byron, we'll see you later. He's got to cut out. So, yeah, you have a great weekend also, buddy. We'll see you in the next live and in the next comments. So, very well.
take care, Byron.
Very
Take
good.
care, Byron.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
Is there anything anybody wants to see in particular?
Yeah, anybody in the comments, you got any stuff you want to know?
RJ,
Yes, sir.
I know you had bought a buck knife with kind of the plastic or FRN type handles. Is this the one that you have? This is it's a 446.
No, let me go grab that real quick.
I haven't shown this. I want to say my little brother accidentally left it at my mom's house one day, and so I took it for safekeeping, But I think this was made back in the 90s.
This is
Really
the one.
nice.
This Tom here is the LT.
Okay.
Now,
That's the 110 LT?
Yeah, and this is I think the cheapest of the 110s you can get.
Is that the one in Walmart that comes in the pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got one of those too. There's a difference between those and
Yeah,
the
The
Buck
molding is
110
different.
lights. Yeah.
Yeah, the molding's a little different because you get the larger logo or something like that on these if they come
Well-
from Walmart.
Yeah, well, it comes with a pouch and no pocket clip, right?
Yeah.
But the 110 lights, if that's the correct one,
Yeah.
that looks very similar to that, except it has a pocket clip on it and no pouch.
So
I think they
this is the
call it
little
these are-
425, which has the same type handle that yours has with the little cutouts and stuff.
Right. Okay.
So this is a one. It's called the Buck Workman. I actually picked this up with my old boss. We were at a Granger store, and they had these in a clam pack, and he bought these for everybody. So I thought that was pretty cool of him to do. But the one you're talking about is this one here. This is the Buck Light, and this one is the same as a 110 with finger grooves. And this is the 426 is the
Okay.
model.
Does that one have a pocket clip on it?
It does not have a pocket clip. This came
Okay.
in a pouch. It does have a lanyard hole, but this was made in the mid 80s.
Oh, okay.
So I picked this one up at the PX over in Germany. Actually, and then I carried this every day for I don't know how many years.
Yeah. Well, this one has like 3.5-inch cutting edge to it, 3.5-inch cutting edge. And the blades, well, a little over 1.25 inches wide at the widest point. So,
yeah. So I'll do the Tom maneuver here.
can you see?
Yeah, I can't see through my hands, Tom. But here's the 110 and then this Buck Light.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know they'd made those back then.
Yeah, so these are really cool. There's not too much of these on YouTube. There's only my video and I think maybe only another one or two of people that actually still have this knife. KJ is asking if any of us have the old shark's tooth knife from Case. or from Buck, and I do not.
I do not. No, I do not. Sorry.
Yeah, so that one we don't have. Yeah, so we don't have one. And let's see, anything else going on?
I was just gonna say a little more about this guy here.
Yes.
This is the LT. I looked it up, and you get the 420 blade on it. And the thing that's special about this particular one, I was trying to say, was that if you get one, the LT from Walmart, they actually make a slightly different handle. They'll have the larger logo here. If you get it anywhere else, the logo's considerably smaller. It's maybe like half an inch. So just one little extra reason to try to find this particular version. That gives you a little different handle, but very lightweight. Probably, I think this is probably the least expensive Buck 110
All right.
that they make.
Zen, you gonna take off? You take it easy, my friend. Yeah, and Pete says he says that's the one he has also.
Is yours come in a
2 point.
pouch like that,
Yeah,
John?
Yep.
Let me see what I've got here. So it looks like I've got the same one then. I can't get the Buck to show. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. Here's the pouch.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like I got the same one.
Yeah,
Walmart.
so you got the Walmart one then.
Yeah.
And they run like 2 point, just shy of 3 ounces, so pretty light.
Now, back when I was on patrol, I had a go bag that was very basic. Had a couple extra ammo magazines, extra pair of glasses, an extra flashlight, spare flashlight. And then I had this in there also because it is so light, because you want to keep those go bags just as light as you can. So, and I still keep it in that bag. But it's a pretty good knife. It's lightweight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
The little tag on there, Buck 110, BK1. Is that what yours has on there?
Yep.
Yep.
Got my
Yeah.
hand in the way. It's
Right.
kind of worn and faded a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, let me go grab I'll grab that sheath for that 426. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Now this one, the one I was showing before, this big one, as you can see, it's been well carried and
Yeah.
well used.
Yeah.
This knife has been used. So, yeah, it's pretty good size. They don't make this anymore. I should look up this model number and see what the name of this knife is.
Well, that's one of those good things about having the inventory is you can kind of reference it for that, if you put enough
Yeah.
information in there.
And I didn't even add this to my inventory yet because of the way I obtained it.
So here's the sheath for that. It was opens at the top. It's just held together with Velcro. It
Yeah.
has this different kind of a camo pattern. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Buck is embroidered. Let me see.
You're off screen there. Come a little to
Yeah.
the other side.
Trying to get there. Yeah. Trying to get there, trying to get the light and stuff. You can see
Yeah,
how Buck,
there you can see it.
there you go. Yeah, Buck is
Yep.
embroidered in there. And on the back, this tag, which has a permanent fold in it, it has an American flag on the one side.
Hmm.
And then on the other side, it has an eagle on there and it says American. So it's kind of a different, tag on it, but kind of a cool thing. Definitely a useful pouch. It'll carry lots of stuff.
So this was called the Goliath, the
Okay.
446 Goliath is what that was called.
Yeah, it looks like it's got an extra thick handle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a brute.
it is. Too bad my brother lost it. Just lost my gain, right?
I hope he doesn't watch this show.
Yeah, I hope not too. That's okay, you see, because he made off with my Baron son farmer, I think. So or farm hand, whatever they call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Jersey. He says he loves when a sheath is nice and broken in. Yeah, those are
Yep.
good. And John H., I know what you're talking about with old knives. I got some that I don't know where they are. And, yeah, you're right. They're like old socks. It seems like they just go somewhere like when they're in the dryer. I think it opens up a dimension to another, reality or something.
A wormhole in there.
Exactly. It happens just in dryers, and somewhere there's some world that's full of socks.
Yeah, I was trying to find an old Kershaw lockback I had, but I can't find it. But I discovered one of my auto knives in the process that I lost.
So what do you got there, Tom?
Well, that's
It's
the
a buck.
Yeah, it's a Buck Folding Alpha Hunter.
Nice.
It's a liner lock. It's hefty. It's like 8 ounces. But it is a very nice knife. Very nice. Has these nice like rubberized covers here. Gives you a lot of really good grip. So if you're cleaning game and you're getting blood and gore and everything all over your hands, why it helps give you a good grip. You don't lose your grip. And if it's in the wintertime, why it's not quite as cold to hold in your hand that way. Pretty nice knife.
Yeah, it is. It is. John H. wants to know if that knife is still available, Tom. Do you know?
No, they are not. You can find them on eBay, but they don't make the Folding Alpha Hunter anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
Has a nice choil. I actually have 2 of these. The other one was made in 2002, which was the 100th year anniversary of Buck. And instead of having a date stamp and model and all that, it's just got the anvil on it. So special for the year 2002. So, and I'll tell you what, I'm not into modern knives a lot, but I can sure understand why people, they talk about the smoothness of opening and closing and everything. Both of these are just butter smooth. They, I guess maybe one of the closest things I have to a fidget knife. Because, yeah, it just opens so smooth and locks right into the place. Got the jimping up there on the top.
This is going to always be my favorite buck for some reason. I mean, modern buck.
Sure.
Yeah, let me.
What do you got there, Gary?
I've shown it before, but this is the Paradigm Shift.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
591, yeah. But this is by far my favorite modern buck.
That's nice.
I pined after this for years, and then I finally bought one. But it's an auto, but
S35 EN, huh?
Yeah, I like how you shift the bolster and it opens.
Yeah.
It basically is like a button lock, but you can see the button disappearing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Neat.
And I think it came in non-assisted. I don't know. I think there was 2 versions. It had a flipper tab version too, but this is the auto version.
How well do you trust the lockup on that?
I trust it because you can see the lockup.
Okay.
Unless you're somehow twisting it in your fingers and disable. I mean, you have to twist it a lot, like to disable it. So
Okay.
it's pretty. It locks up pretty tight. It's kind of like a bolster, or not a bolster. What do you call it?
Access
The able
lock.
lock, the access lock. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's not the full bar though. It's just the edge of it. It's kind of like a button lock. I would explain it.
That's nice. Very nice, Gary.
Yeah, I like that too.
Thanks for showing that.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite. But when I was searching for a Kershaw that I wanted to show you, I discovered a lost Kershaw in a drawer. So this is a Kershaw too. This is like an automatic knife.
Nice. That's a nice warning.
And it's made in USA. So
Yeah,
CPM 154.
yeah. Which is a really great steel.
Are those still being made?
I
Are they
believe
still
this
available?
is the what do you, oh
Are
yeah,
they still being made?
this is the Launch 13. I still think they make that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I still think they make this too. Maybe, I don't know. But this is probably, I mean, I think this is like a $200 buck. So,
Yeah.
but I got it for, I think I got it for 140. I got it on sale. So
Yeah.
I typically I can't say it. Typically, I
Typically,
wait.
It's easy
Yeah,
for you to say, Gary.
Yeah, previously I had a stroke.
he's got that peanut butter
Some
problem.
words are hard for me.
It's okay.
But I wait for a sale. I'll wait for. I think I waited for a year and a half, and I saw a sale on this. I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. But it quickly went up to like $199 again, I guess. But
Yeah.
I got it at I think at 140, and maybe I got it at 150, but I probably had a $10 credit. I got a knife center, so
Nice. Yeah, I still want to get one of the 110 autos. That's on my list for sure.
yeah, that would be cool.
Because it's just
I
it's
want
just
one of
such a
those too.
yeah, it's just such a cool knife. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is it's just such a cool knife. But I see. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm gonna have to go to John because he's had that Roper box there.
Oh, sure.
I'm
Absolutely.
because you know I'm a Roper guy.
I know it.
All right. Well, this is a
Okay.
little bit of a sneak peek coming up. I'm going to be revisiting Roper knives. Just recently acquired this guy, and this is like the fourth one I have now. So I'm going to go do a
I know that
video
one.
of
I
all
know.
the Stockmans that I've got now. I've got 4 of these now. I can't get enough of this guy.
Yes.
And I saw yours last week, and I was like, I gotta have that. So
Yes, that's actually my favorite Roper Stockman. I have to tell you, probably of all the Stockmans in my collection, that's my favorite Stockman.
Are Roper knives built in the USA or China?
They're built.
these are Chinese.
What did you say? You cut out.
These are Chinese.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought they were like an American company.
They're an American company with Chinese manufacturing.
Oh, okay. I like the Roper knives a lot. I don't have any, but I like them.
Yeah, that one, that particular Stockman, that's the Ash Viper, if I remember right.
Yes, that's correct.
And that is just a really good one. Okay,
I think on
Gizmo.
one live I asked you if you own that, and I don't think you didn't, right? RJ, you didn't own it.
I'm sorry. What was it, Gary?
I think on one live I asked you if you own that, and I think you hadn't owned it. You didn't own it, or do you? Do you now?
I own that particular knife he's showing right
Oh,
now.
okay. Maybe.
That,
Oh,
that Stockman was, I think, my very first. That was actually my very first Roper knife. Was that knife that he's showing
this
right
one?
now? Yes.
Really? Okay.
That was the
Nice.
first one that I bought.
Do you
That's-
have a code with Roper? Or
I sure do. In fact, Mimo just threw it up there.
Okay, I thought you did.
Yes, definitely use that. You get 20% off the entire ABKT site. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful knife, and I love that clip blade. That's just awesome.
Of course, it's carbon steel blade,
Yes.
and it says right here 1065 carbon steel blades.
And that's such a great large Stockman too. You know, it's a good size knife.
Needs a little cleaning. It's not doesn't have quite the snap on the close. I can feel a little grit. So you
Yeah.
probably will have to clean these up a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
One other thing I was going to say earlier, I forgot now. Geez. Just go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
Oh no, go ahead. Take a second if you need it.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay. Happens to all of us.
But anyway, that'll be an upcoming video, and I'm going to do like a whole. Oh, I know what it was. The sow belly. They have a black and the red.
Yes.
I don't know if I can quickly grab either one of them. Let me see if I can grab that. Go ahead without me, RJ.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for him to get the. And I had the red one in a video. It actually belonged to my brother-in-law, and so he was nice enough to let me borrow his. And I really liked the bone, how they did it, because it was red with it got dark or black at the ends of the bone, so it was a really nice tint on it. Really nice, covers that they put on there. It was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I don't have that one, but but I wish I did. So
Okay.
that's
So I just wanted to mention this as a really good deal alert. Atlantic Knife has this knife for $15 on their website,
nice.
and you can get 5% more off if you use the code DROPME5. So if you want to put that in there, Michael, DROPME5, AtlanticKnife.com, I think it is. They have this for $15, and then you can get another 5% off of that. And they have free shipping, and I don't think they charge tax. So that's an insane deal right there if you're into this particular knife.
For sure.
I always
$15, you can't
typically
beat that.
shop at websites that you don't have to pay taxes.
Well, it depends. If you shop at SMKW and you live in Texas, you got to pay tax.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the smaller websites they don't charge you.
I think Blue Creek knives don't. I think they don't charge taxes. I heard maybe, but I use White Mountain knives a lot too. But I think you can't find any traditionals on White Mountain knives
Oh, they have them sometimes.
unless they're Rough Riders.
Yeah, Rough Riders.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go ahead and open up that knife, John? They got some people
Sure.
asking.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not on screen, so I can't see what I'm doing. Hang on a sec.
Oh, okay.
There's your spay blade, and
Yeah, just a nice chunky spay on that.
you
too.
actually get.
Yeah, they give you some nice belly on those other blades. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now a lot of them will have sheep's foot. Not this one. This one's got another clip point or straight back.
Right.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's surprising they're not clip points.
That almost looks like what they call a hunter's blade. Or
Yeah.
a Skinner blade.
Mm-hmm. Just an ever so slight curve to it. Not much.
Yeah.
With that straight
Okay.
back to it, though.
Yeah.
It's almost like a trailing point or a.
Yeah. I mean, if it didn't have that little bit of a dip in the back, that'd be like a sodbuster blade, for sure.
Yeah, when the blade comes up, it's sort of reminds me of a Persian a little bit, or a trailing point.
Yeah. Yep. Very cool.
Okay, so I brought this up on the screen so you guys can see it. So let me see if I can maneuver the camera over to the screen here.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to guess. I'm not going to be able to see it. Or I guess I could put it down here. That'll give me close enough.
And Pete from Jersey Knife Guy is reminding us that Blue Creek Knives is going to start a subscription box service. So
I think they already did. I think you can order a subscription monthly or yearly.
right. Yeah.
Can you see that all right, RJ?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So $14.90. What is it? $14.95.
1484.
$14.84. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, drop me 5, and then that'll
Take 5% off of that.
off. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, thank you for letting us know about that. That's very cool.
I mean, that's a good idea for Blue Creek to do that because the Smoky Mountain dropped that.
Yeah, they did. I was wondering if they were going to start up their box service now that COVID is over, but maybe not.
I always
So that-
worry a little about
That was due to COVID because they couldn't get stuff from China or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that all had to do with COVID because they stopped there sometime. It was in, I think about mid 2020 was when they stopped doing the boxes.
Yeah,
Because
it's been
Big
a
Red,
while.
yeah, Big Red EDC was doing those box openings, and then he said they were going to stop doing it, so because they would send him the general's box, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be cool, Pete. We'll see what Brian puts in those boxes, and we'll see how good all that stuff is. All right, what do you got there, Tom?
Well, I think Gizmo left already, but he brought up Blackie Collins.
Yes.
So this is a Meyer Co. knife, the Speedster, and it was designed by Blackie Collins. And I don't have any notes in front of me, but until I did the research on this knife and Blackie Collins, I did not know what this man had contributed to the knife community. But he came out with all kinds of innovations. I think he was editor of Blade Magazine at one time. So, I didn't know the significance of having a Blackie Collins designed knife.
Yeah.
But I carried this knife. This is one that I've used a lot. Again, it was, I guess, kind of my first tactical knife, if you will. My first modern tactical knife. I got this back in like 2002 or something like that. So, yeah. I didn't appreciate the knife back then as much as I do now.
Yeah. Blackie Collins was definitely a legend and really a very cool guy in the knife community. There was a book that I got in the library one time, and it was like, how to make a knife with Blackie Collins. And so he put out several how-to books if you wanted to start making knives and stuff like that. Really, really cool stuff. So. Okay, Mimo said that everybody rallied together there and purchased a 1-year Blue Creek box membership for OTIP. Yeah, it's around $400 plus. That's really cool, Mimo, that you guys did that for him.
Yeah, that was on Satisfaction or Sad
Oh, was
Stevie.
Oh,
Or
okay.
maybe their Sad Faction. I don't remember, but I watched the episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really cool that you guys did that for him. That's
I
awesome.
didn't do it.
Well, I missed the whole thing. So there.
It was one of those things that I came in the middle of. I'm like,
Right.
what is everybody doing? Donating $20 and $10 and stuff. And I finally learned it. They were buying a box for OTIP because he's been in the hospital a lot.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been having issues. That's for sure. Okay. Well, does anybody have anything else, or does anyone in the audience want to see something that we have? JW just bought the Sow Belly. I guess we'll expect a review in the future on that one.
Hey, nice, JW. Yeah, that was a heck of a bargain.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's always that's a great deal. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to everyone's attention. And yes, I do like Shepherd Hills also to buy case knives.
I bought a few from there.
Yep, they always
Also, what is it? East Texas Hardware?
yeah.
They're a case dealer. I bought a couple from them. Good service, both of them.
Yeah, I like calling into Shepherd Hills so I can talk to the lady there. We've built a rapport.
Oh, okay.
So really friendly customer service. I think it's pretty small company because I seem to get the same lady almost every time I call.
Yeah, I called about a shipping issue one time, and I had called and the guy answered, and I talked to him for a while, and he was like, even though because what happened was the post office said it was delivered, but there was no package, and so I had that happen to me with SMKW where they said a package was delivered, but I never got the package.
Mhm.
And SMKW did send me that package again. So they were really cool that somebody just kept it or it got lost or whatever. So then right after that had happened, I ordered from Shepherd, and so the day they said it was supposed to be there, it wasn't there, and so I was concerned, and I called and I got the guy, but then the next day it was there, so I called back to let him know that it did arrive, and I got that lady. So yeah, I think it is a smaller company.
Yeah.
If I ever get back to Missouri, I definitely want to stop in there. That's for sure.
And if anybody's not been to SMKW, that's like a whole day's worth of an experience there. I mean, you need a whole day, really.
Yeah, that's what I
If you
heard.
ever go there. I know you mentioned that you hadn't been there yet, RJ.
I have not, but my daughter went there, and my son-in-law said that. He said he goes, they must have at least 100,000 knives in there, at least. He goes,
Yeah.
and they were looking all over the place, and then they found that Whittler for me because they were sure I didn't have a Whittler, and but they looked all over the place for that. So it was really neat. Okay, I guess Pete is going. And yes, William mentioned that Shepherd Hills is doing a 12 Days of Christmas thing, and they're discounting each day a case knife that's pretty heavily discounted, and that's for sure. And Elf Phoenix wants to know what's the best 110 clone. That's definitely
Boy, that's a tough one.
JW. You're wrong.
What would your vote be?
You don't want fault patterns. We want them all to be in the regular lineup all the time. Vault patterns are not fun to have to chase after. But go ahead, John. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
Does K-Bar make a?
I was just trying to
clone?
answer L Phoenix's question. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over Gary.
Oh, I was just asking, does K-Bar make a 110 clone?
You mean like this one?
Yeah, the one he just showed here.
Yeah, this is the 3180.
I was probably away from the camera then. Maybe
okay.
I missed that.
Yeah, so this one has it has G10 scales, coated bolsters, coated blade. It has this pocket clip, and it has thumb studs. And
you showed that at the beginning. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I did. I showed this at the beginning. This is a really good 110 clone, I think.
And that's a K bar.
This is a K bar.
Yeah, I didn't miss
31.
that. I missed you saying that was a K bar. So
Yeah, it's the 3189, I think, is the 3189 is, and so comparing it to the 110 here, here's the 110. You can see that the let's see, the 110. Let me get this camera right.
looks
Is,
like a little bigger, right?
Is
The 110
thicker. Yeah, 110 has a much more hand filling. This is much thinner, but this is made to go into a sheath, and this is made to hang in your pocket. So
Right.
thin size is good for pocket carry, and this guy for sheath carry is good. So that's that for what I have on the table. I have some more 110 clones. Hint, hint. It'll all be in the review. So I don't want to throw everything out there, but I have some different ones. But yeah, that's but the 110 is probably the most cloned knife. So every manufacturer has something of that style, and they still make it in a lot of no-name brands also. But here you go, John. I'll let you show that one off.
All right, so this is the LB7, and this particular one is an American-made one. So if you want to buy one new old stock or secondhand, I'd say this is probably the closest match to the quality of a buck. And this is made by Schrade, Uncle Henry brand. Here's the box. And like I say, this is the American made. So you'll have to pay a little more. And by the time you pay what you probably have to pay for this, you could probably almost get a new one. So it's hard to say, like whether it's worth it or not, but it gives you these nice.
I mean,
rosewood
but
handles.
the top bolster is a little bit different. So, right.
They're really similar. I mean,
Oh, okay.
let's see, where's the 110? There we go. If you want to compare, I mean, there's not a whole ton of difference. You can see the blade doesn't have the swedging that this one does, where it narrows off at the top.
Yeah, the
So
buck looks more rounded or more comfortable, I think.
The swedging, yeah. But that's about as close as you're going to get, in my opinion. LB7. So I would probably vote for this guy as being the best clone, as far as the ones I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them out there, so to try to say specifically, hey, it's this one, I wouldn't be able to say that, because there's just so many of them out there.
Yeah. In fact, Knife Center did a really good video on that, because they do have a series where they talk about, beating like a legendary pattern. And they had one that they talked about, the 110. So they show all their variations of the 110 knife that they carry from all the different manufacturers. And that's where I found out about that K-bar, to tell you the truth. That was not on my radar until then. So it's fun stuff, that's for sure. Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up, unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about.
Nope, it's been another fun one.
It has. Well, I thank you guys for all coming on the panel, and thank you all in the audience for showing up and participating and stuff, and watching us go through all kinds of different knives. Remember, we do take suggestions for topics. If anybody wants to suggest a topic in the comments or reach out to me, we can definitely tailor a show around something you want to see, or have that as a feature in one of these shows. Otherwise, we'll just kind of free form it like we did today. So I guess that'll be it for this one, and I guess we will all see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for coming. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Take care, everyone.
All right.